wooden board, not much larger than a shoebox lid. In 1974, it helped a blind man read, a deaf woman interpret printed letters, and a mute child find language. Built in Palo Alto, California, the Opticon weighed just under 2 pounds, 0.9 kilograms. It looked like nothing. It did everything. The name stood for Optical to Tactical Converter. A tiny camera scanned printed words. A vibrating matrix of 144 pins transmitted the shape of each letter to users' fingertips. No braille, no screen, just direct letter-by-letter contact with the printed world. With training, users reached speeds of 60 to 100 words per minute, reading books, letters, forms, and anything printed in standard type. Its inventor, John Linville, had a daughter born blind. Her name was Candy. He didn't design the Opticon as a product. He built it as a future. That shoebox-sized board became her page. Her page became a voice. And her voice carried farther than any lab could measure. That same year, at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Paul Bacchi-Rita was fitting a blind volunteer with a chair embedded with solenoids. The volunteer couldn't see, but the solenoids, small mechanical buzzers, transmitted shapes and motion from a camera onto his back. Over time, the volunteer began to detect outlines, orientation, even movement. The world wasn't being restored to him. It was being rerouted. Paul's research asked a direct question. What does it mean to see? His answer? It was both scientific and personal. Years earlier, his father, Pedro, suffered a stroke, so severe that doctors declared him permanently incapacitated. Paul and his brother ignored the prognosis. They built a rehabilitation program in their own home. They used mirrors, exercise machines, and repetition. Their father learned to walk again. He taught. He wrote a book. When he died, an autopsy revealed the full extent of the stroke. His original motor cortex had been completely destroyed. His brain, though, found another path. This became Paul's life's work. He wanted to prove that the brain could adapt not just in theory, but in action. He coined the term neuroplasticity to describe it. At the time, very few believed him. By 1979, that resistance, it began to shift. New sensory substitution technologies entered the field, each one proving that the brain did not require traditional input. It required clean signals. In the 1980s, cochlear implants bypassed the damaged inner ear, sending electrical sound data directly to the auditory nerve. In the 1990s, devices emerged that translated the images into gentle pulses on the tongue. This allowed users to interpret outlines and patterns with taste receptors acting as visual proxies. The idea? It kept growing. In Jerusalem, the company Orcam introduced wearable glasses that could identify people, read signs aloud, and navigate environments through discrete audio feedback. In 2017, the BrainPort V100 converted camera data into tongue pulses with directional precision, forming mental maps without sight. Every one of these inventions followed the same principle. The brain is not rigid. It's responsive. And it listens to anything that it can trust. Technology doesn't stand alone. Someone has to believe that it matters. John Linville, he built the Opticon, not because he worked in engineering, but because his daughter Candy needed a tool that no one else would build. Paul Bacchi-Rita trained his father not because he was a doctor, but because the doctors gave up too soon. Invention didn't begin in the lab. It began at home. So what if awareness isn't inherited? What if it's designed, not only by the brain, but by the will of people who refuse to believe in limits? A blind man tracked a moving ball using the skin on his back. A woman read a poem with her fingertips. A child traced a pulse pattern on a board the size of a shoebox lid and said her first word aloud. And behind each one, there was always someone who believed that there had to be another way. These are Interesting Things with JC.